Hey, I'm John Kramer, this is SNL Reviewed, and Kevin Hart hosted a show tonight which could easily have been mistaken for an episode of The Walking Dead.
SNL Reviewed.
Okay, it wasn't actually that bad, but the best sketch of the night, and I've posted a link to it down below in the description of this video, the best sketch of the night was a parody of The Walking Dead. And what made it funny was a healthy dose of white guilt, but what really didn't make the show funny at all was host Kevin Hart, who delivered a high-spirited opening monologue, but not a lot else. Now, they began the night with Jay Pharoh rolling out his Obama impersonation for the first time in, well, I don't know how long. Does anyone out there remember the last time they opened the show with Obama? But it was a moderately funny poke at the sequestration which we're all currently suffering under, although I would bet that half the audience didn't have a clue about what sequestration is, nor is this a sketch which was funny enough for anyone to be talking about on Monday morning. And I also don't think we'll hear anyone talking about Kevin Hart Monday morning. I mean, I just finished watching the show, and the only thing I can really remember him doing much of was yelling. I could barely watch the Z-shirt bit they did, although I did enjoy its payoff later in the show. And in fact, his best single moment of the night was when he played 9-year-old Quvenzhané Wallis as the newly elected Pope, a scene in which he had few lines and never actually raised his voice. But what should have been the highlight of the night was Weekend Update when Kevin Hart joined with Seth Meyers to deliver Really with Seth and Kevin, but then repeatedly flubbed his lines and ruined the timing of the bit, which was really well written and should have been just as funny as it was when Amy Poehler used to do it, and when Jerry Seinfeld did it a few weeks back, and even when Kermit the Puppet Frog nailed it last season. And then to follow that with Jay Pharoh and Bobby Moynihan just nailing their Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un bit was just embarrassing. Or is this all just me? Or did any of you like the horrible Steve Harvey sketch? Or the return of the slightly racist Starbucks parody they caught so much shit for earlier in the season? Or 360 News? Or the rehash of the two workers getting fired at McDonald's sketch? Although this week it was at a Barnes & Noble. And yeah, I did like it the first time they did it, but don't just change the setting and the uniforms and call it a new sketch. But at any rate, Justin Timberlake will be hosting next week, and I'll be back here with high hopes and a new review. So please hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, like me on Facebook, and tell me what you thought of the show in the comments section below. And remember to check out the links I posted there too of the best sketches of the night. And now, I'm going to bed.